Hey everyone, and welcome back to Double Sleeved MTG. I'm Guy. In this week's video, we're bringing another newcomer to what's quickly becoming the most popular deck in the format, Rograk and Thrasios. Everyone, welcome Nate and wish him some luck. But before we get into that, I want to remind everyone the link down in the description below will be links to our Etsy shop where you can buy our playmats, as well as all of our deck lists, social medias. Hop on our Discord and go find out what events we're coming up soon. We'll talk more about that later. Without holding you up any further, let's get into this game. Nate is starting us off in first seed on a Multa 6 as another newcomer to Rock Thras. Nate kept a hand of Wooded Foothills, Green Sun Zenith, Crop Rotation, Mystic Remora, Phyrexian Metamorph, Thunder Trap Trainer, and his mulligan was a Dowerport Mage. Riders in second seed on Tymna Thrasios with a Misty Rainforest, Tundra, Command Tower, Eldritch Evolution, Talisman, Wishclaw Talisman, and a Mockingbird. Beth is in third seed on Blue Farm, again, with a Mana Confluence, Lotus Petal, Lotho, Underworld Breach, Pact Negation, Mystic Aurora, and a Ragavan. Tyler's in 4th seed on Tymna and Jeska with an unfortunate mold of 4, keeping a Smothering Tithe, Lotus Petal, Soul Ring, Wooded Foothills, and his mulligans were a Mayhem Devil, Soul Guide Lantern, and a Wear and Tear.
Alright, pre-games everybody.
Nope. I have none.
I have none.
Alright, let's kick it away. I will start by drawing for turn. I am going to play a Wooded Foothills, and I am going to sacrifice the Wooded Foothills, taking 1, going to 39. I'm going to go find a tropical island. If everyone is good with me shortcutting shuffling here, I'm going to put a Green Sun Zenith where X equals 0 onto the stack. Well, I'm going to go find a Dryad Arbor and put it into play, and I'm going to shuffle this Green Suns into my library. I'm going to cast Roger, and if everybody is good on the cast of Roger, I will pass the turn.
Cool. I'll go to my turn and draw. I'm just going to play a Misty Rainforest and pass.
Draw. I'll put a Mana Confluence onto the board. I will cast a Ragavan and I'll take 1, go to 39. After the Ragavan resolves, I will pass the turn.
I will draw. Wooded Foothills. I'll go ahead and fetch. Go down to 39. We're going to grab Plateau. I'll go ahead and shortcut. I will play a Soul Ring. Also, if that's good, I will then also play a Lotus Petal, and I will pass the turn.
I'm going to untap and draw for turn. Tap 1 and cast a Mystic Remora. With Mystic Remora being good, I will pass the turn.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and fetch. Go down to 39. I'm going to get a Hedge Mage, and I'm going to have a trigger to Surveil. I think I'll bend that to the graveyard. Archivist. Okay, go to my turn and draw. I'm going to play Command Tower as my land for turn. I'll tap to Talisman of Curiosity.
Fish trigger.
Yeah, you can draw.
I will draw from Mystic Remora.
Tap for 1 blue, taking 1 damage. Mockingbird, getting a Ragavan. I will pass turn after that.
All right, untap, upkeep. I will draw. I will go to combat. Ty, I'm going to swing Ragavan at you.
That's fine. I will take the 2. Demonic Tutor.
Told you that's a heater.
Now that changes things. I will make my treasure with the Ragavan.
We got Iron Man and SpongeBob featured in this game.
Yep.
I'll pay 1 here, go to 38, and I'll use the treasure, so black and a white. I will put a Lotho onto the board. Next, I will put a Lotus Petal onto the stack.
For fish and Lotho.
Fish is good.
Okay, so I will draw from my fish trigger.
I will get my treasure for the Lotho. Lotus Petal back on the stack.
I'm passing on Lotus Petal.
I will cast the Demonic Tutor, and I will go search.
I have a fish trigger.
You have a fish trigger. I do not have a response.
I will draw. I have a response to your Demonic Tutor. I would like to cast a Crop Rotation, sacrificing my Tropical Island. I'm going to go find a Gaia's Cradle and put it into play. We're back to Demonic Tutor on top of the stack. I have no further responses. You can continue with your Demonic Tutor.
A Command Tower got off of Demonic Tutor. Tap the Command Tower for a blue to cast my Mystic Remora.
Trigger my Mystic Remora.
You got it. I have not enough mana to pay. That is it for my turn.
One tap. Upkeep draw. Crack the Lotus Petal for a white Plateau and 2 mana for Soul Ring. Attempt to cast a Smothering Tithe.
Trigger Mystic Remora.
I cannot pay for any of them.
I will draw first.
Okay, I will draw.
With that, I'll pass turn.
Untap. Upkeep, I have a fish trigger, which I will opt to pay for. I will draw for turn.
Mothering Tithe trigger.
I am not paying to. I'm going to play an Odawara. I am going to cast Enduring Vitality. I am going to cast a Mana Vault.
Lotho trigger and a Mystic Remora trigger. Lotho takes me to 36. I'll make a treasure. Mystic Remora, I draw a card.
Mothering Tithe trigger.
You got it.
Yay! I have mana.
If Mana Vault is good, I will pass the turn.
Right, go to my little turn. Draw. I am not paying for Smothering Tithe. All right, I'm going to go to combat. And I will swing my Ragavan Bird over at Seth.
Okay, I'll take 2.
I will make a treasure and real top card.
You hit a
Library.
DRC.
Well, that's something I don't want. Land for turn. I'm just going to catch an Eldritch Evolution, sacrificing my Ragavan.
You have two Mystic Remora triggers.
I'm not paying for either one of them.
Draw.
Smothering Tithe.
You're getting mana.
Now I will proceed to my draw. I cannot pay the Smothering Tithe.
Okay, so we're back to the Eldritch Evolution. Seth, this stinks like something you want to counter. I don't have
This
it right now.
this stinks like something I can't counter because I don't have a counterspell.
Yeah, I'm passing on that Eldritch Evolution.
I passed on it.
I'm going to get me a Devoted Druid. I'll sack my treasure token for a white and play a Swift Recon.
Lotho and a
Yeah, I cannot pay for either one of them. Any of it.
Okay, so I will draw.
I will draw. I have the Lotho.
Both of you drew, correct? So I get 2 treasures.
Yes.
I will 2 black. I'll put a Tainted Pact on the stack.
Trigger my Mystic Remora.
You got it.
Smothering Tithe.
You've got mana.
There's Jeska's Will. Rite of Flame. Cabal. I'm looking for Force or Fierce. Yep, there it is. 7. That's not terrible. I will pitch a Pact of Negation. I have a Lotho trigger on myself.
I also have a Fish trigger on the Force Cast. I will draw. You can make a treasure.
Yoy.
I'm making my treasure.
All right. I guess I'm not allowed to win. All right, that's going to be my turn. I'm going to go in and go to my Inception.
Upkeep. Tap this here command tower to make the Mystic Remora stick around for another turn. I will draw.
Smothering Tithe.
You got it.
10 treasures.
I will put a plateau onto the board. Ragavan's coming in hot. Mr. Ty,
Yep.
take a Ragavan.
I have no response to it, so I'll take 2. Go down to 35 and exile top card. It'll be a Soul Guide Lantern.
I make my treasure, so I have 2 treasures, and I will cast that Soul Guide Lantern.
Trigger Mystic Remora.
You have a fish draw.
And then I'll Smothering Tithe.
You've got mana.
Soul Guide has a ETB.
Yeah, so enter the battlefield, exile target card from a graveyard.
I'll hit Swift Reconfiguration. I'll put a Mox Opal. Nate, you can draw. Trigger Lotho.
Smothering Tithe trigger as well, so I'll get the treasure.
You got it. I feel like we're gonna die to this massive amount of treasures.
I wish.
We are far past the point where I'm concerned about the generation of treasures. I'm now banking on the fact that he will have 3 cards to cast with.
I'm gonna make everybody's butt pucker up a little bit, but I'm not going for anything. It's a voice of victory.
That's hot. My bud did pucker a little bit. Not going to lie.
I will ship the turn.
Untap. Upkeep. I'm going to sack 3 treasure tokens, going down to 9. I'm going to attempt to cast a Praetor's Grasp.
Trigger Mystic Remora.
You got it, bud.
I'll draw.
Smothering Tithe.
I will draw. You got it.
Cool. It's like I paid 1 mana for a Smothering Tithe. For a Praetor's Grasp. Feels great. And my target is Seth, by the way, for this Praetor's Grasp. I'm going to take your Wheel of Fortune. Crack a treasure. Go down to 10 of it. Soul Ring. I'm going to cast a Wheel of Fortune.
That is your can't spell this turn. I have a Lotho trigger. I will get my Lotho, and I will elect not to draw.
I have already drawn it.
Wheel of Fortune back on the stack. I will pay 1 blue mana. I will Mystical Tutor.
Trigger Mystic Remora.
You got it.
With that on the stack, I would like to cast a Flare of Duplication, sacrificing Rograk.
Mystic Remora.
You can draw.
I'm good with that on stack. I will elect not to draw.
Oh, I have a response to the Flare to now. I'm going to sack 2 treasures down to 9. I'm just going to flash in Archivist of Agma. Now I'm going to pass on your search.
I'm going to reveal Force of Will. Back to Fish Trigger. I will elect not to draw after I put Force of Will on top of my lever.
My Mystical Tutor on the stack.
Oh, that's a punt of the game right there. That's the punt of the game. Yeah, go search.
I think I put Mind Break Trap on top.
I had the Archivist resolve, so I'll gain the life and draw card.
Back to Will.
I'm good on Will.
I'm good on Will.
Cool.
I'm discarding 8, but Underworld Breach, Demonic Consultation, Necropotence, and an Imp Seal.
Wishclaw, Manic Confluence, and One Ring.
Talon Gates, Beseju, Mox Amber, Chatterstorm, Green Suns, Flare of Denial, Noxious Revival, Phyrexia Metamorph, Valley Floodcaller, Springheart Nantuko, Thundertrap Drainer, Phantasmal Image, Gilded Drake, Sylvan Taker.
Your hand was a monster.
Oh, it was a monster. That's the punt of the game right there.
Nate called it. He punted like hell. I'm not sure why he didn't counter that wheel when he just tutored a counterspell to the top of his deck. Anyways, you know where you shouldn't punt? At the Land Go 10K Open out in Nashville on May 23rd through 25th. It's running right alongside the Black Lotus Invitational that the Double Sleep team will be at and playing in that we qualify for. So I hope to see everyone out there. Don't forget to use code DOUBLE10 at checkout to get 10% off.
So I'm discarding Bloodstained Mire, Wrath of the Skies, and Damn.
How do you miss 21 treasure tokens?
I'm going to play an Ancient Tomb for land return. I'm going to sack 3 treasures and attempt to cast a Jeska's Wool.
Trigger 2 fish.
I draw mine.
And then my fish.
I'll get 2 treasures off of this. Alright, I will, yes, I'm doing the mode to exile top 3. So it'll be Reprieve, Ashiok, Salvagers, and a Loyal Apprentice. Attempt to cast an Orange Charm.
Mystic Remora.
Seth draws and then me.
Alright, I'll make 2 treasures off of this. And then I have to declare a target. I'm declaring Seth.
In response to the orange chant, I'm going to crack 3 treasures, and I will hard cast a deflecting swat.
Mystic Remora trigger.
You got the Mystic Remora trigger.
I will draw.
Smothering Tithe.
Deflecting swat on the stack.
I'm going to sack 2 treasures, going back down to 9. Attempt to cast a reprieve.
Trigger 2 Mystic Remoras.
Both your draws.
Nate, I think it is outrageous that you have not had a single counterspell.
I am passing on reprieve.
Reprieve is fine.
I have no response to reprieve.
So bounce back to your hand, and I will draw a card.
And then back to Orange Chant. I will pass on Orange Chant.
I will also pass.
I'll mind break trap the orange chant, and you get the Mystic Remora draw.
Okay, I will draw from Mystic Remora.
I will get a treasure from your draw. So I'm going to sack 3 treasures, going back down to 9. I got my deflecting swat, changing your my break trap target itself.
Yep, 2 Mystic Remoras.
You guys got them.
Seth draw, then I draw.
Yep, I'll make 2 treasures off of this.
Okay, mind break trap gets exiled. Orange chant back on the stack. Orange chant resolves.
Sack a treasure, attempt to cast a gamble.
Trigger Mystic Remoras.
Yep, you guys got them. Make 2 treasures. Gamble goes back to its graveyard while I go search for a card. So I'll shuffle this up. How would you all like to figure out which card I'm discarding?
We can either roll a d6, reroll 5-6.
4.
Elodie, sack 3 treasures, attempt to cast Tymna. Sack 3 treasures, and attempt to cast Jeska.
Mystic Remora triggers.
You guys got them. Make 2 treasures.
I'm actually going to show a Force of Will here. Let's show what I'm going to pitch first here. Cyclonic Rift.
So Mystic Remora trigger on the stack.
You've got it.
I'll make a treasure. Force of Will on the stack. I'm gonna sack a treasure. I'm gonna attempt to cast a lightning bolt. Target's gonna be the your creature, Nate. I'm blanking out the name of it.
Okay.
Remora.
You guys get the draws. I'll make 2 more treasures.
Deer will become an enchantment.
Jessica gets countered. Tap the ancient tomb for 2, go down to 35, and then sack 3 treasures. I'm going to attempt to recast Jessica.
Remora.
You guys got the draws.
I'll draw.
Yes, I will draw.
So I'll enter with 3. I will just go ahead and the -3. My targets will be.
If you're not presenting a win here, I would suggest keeping my Lotho around so I can answer them if I draw into counter spells, because I don't have any mana untapped.
I can justify that. Oh, yeah, I'll hit your Ragavan, your Voice of Victory, and the Devoted Druid. I'm going to sack 2 treasures, attempt to cast a Loyal Apprentice. I'm going to go to combat. One month after. I'm going to declare Archivist over at Ryder, Loyal Apprentice over at Nate, and a 1/1 in the air over at Seth.
Sorry about that. Archivist can't attack. I think this turn took somewhere around like 10-15 minutes. And so maybe they just forgot it hadn't been a full turn rotation since Archivist came out. However, the card he does draw off of Tymna is the card that he should have drawn off Archivist with that first set of triggers on the Mystical Tutors, because he only drew 1 card at that time.
I'll go to second main. I will lose 3 life from Tymna and draw 3 cards. I'm going to sack 2 treasures and just cast a Draenith Magistrate. And then I will pay 4, go down to 1. Only 1 treasure left. I will cast the RX Salvagers.
I'm going to force will it, pitching a force negation. Go to 34.
Remora.
Yeah, my Remora as well.
Both of you all, I'll make 2 treasures, go up to 3. And yeah, I have no response to that. With that, I will pass the turn. Sorry for the long turn.
Untapped. Fish is going to ask, I think this is the best fish I've ever had.
You trying to lock cards off that fish.
I will draw for turn. I'm playing Verdant Catacombs as land for turn. Cracking it. I'm going to go get a breeding pool.
I'm going to have an Archivist Ogma trigger once you're done searching. I'll go to 33 and I will draw a card.
I'm going to shock the breeding pool. I'm going to tap 4, and I would like to cast a Displacer Kitten. Tap 3, and I will cast a Frantic Search.
Frantic Search. Lotho and Mystic Remora. Draw and make a treasure.
I'll make a treasure off of your draw.
Okay, so Displacer Kitten trigger, I'll flicker the mana vault. Back to Frantic Search.
I will swan song it.
Remora.
I cannot pay.
Mothering Tithe off your draw.
You got it.
Pact of Negation. Trigger Displacer Kitten. Enduring Vitality.
Remora.
Draw.
Mothering Tithe.
I will show you a Force of Negation pitching the Mockingbird. I'm targeting the Frantic Search.
So Force of Negation eats Frantic Search. Force of Negation eats Frantic Search. Pact of Negation counters Swan Song. Trigger here. They'll just flicker it and it'll enter creature. I will cast a Druid of Purification.
What does that do?
When it enters the battlefield, starting with me, each player chooses an artifact or enchantment I don't control. Destroy each permanent chosen this way.
I'm going to sack 2 treasures down to 4. Flash in a Doorkeeper Thrall. Yeah, artifact and creatures entering the battlefield don't cause abilities to trigger.
Cool, so Druid's gonna enter and just break. I'm going to clean up.
All right, I'm going to go to my turn, guys. Draw for turn. I will play a Scrubland and a Birds of Paradise. I'm going to go ahead and pass my magical turn because I got nothing else.
Untap. Upkeep. I will let the Remora That'll do, pig. That'll do.
Oh, I forgot. Ryder, you didn't pay for your draw, did you?
I did not pay for my draw.
Seth, are you paying for your draw?
No, I'm not paying for it. I'll put an Ancient Tomb on the board. I will tap this Ancient Tomb, taking myself to 24. I will put a Soul Ring onto the board.
I guess in response to Soul Ring, I will pay 2 life and Gut Shot your Lotho. I have a Displacer Kitten trigger on the Gut Shot. I guess I'll do Mana Vault.
In response, I'll silence. Trigger Lotho.
So Kitten, then Gut Shot.
I will cast a Wish Claw Talisman. Tap the Soul Ring to activate the Wish Claw Talisman. Hey, Ryder.
Yeah, I feel like Ryder's the best person to give that to right now. Alright, so I do get to draw off of the Archivist.
Path to exile your Draneth Magistrate. I will put Savine's Reclamation on the stack. So I will get my lovely Breach. I will attempt to cast Lotus Petal out of my graveyard. I'll exile Force, Mystic Remora, and Voice of Victory. Crack here for 1 black mana to cast the Imperial Seal out of my graveyard, getting rid of Ragavan, Lotho, and Silence. Imp Seal resolves. I go down to 20. Exile Sending Spear Guy, floating 1 red. Pay the 1 red and tap this, the Soul God Lantern, to draw a card. So I'm going to cast the Lotus Petal, crack it for a blue, cast it a second time, crack it for a blue. I will use that blue to cast the Brain Freeze. I'll put LED onto the board, getting rid of Final Fortune, Opposition Agent, and Chain of Vapor. I will crack this for 3 white to go ahead and Path to exile your Thrall that's stopping ETB triggers. I'll do an LED again, getting rid of Dark Ritual, Ranger Captain, and Mnemonic Betrayal. Crack again. I have no hand. I will go to cast Brain Freeze, exiling Ad Nauseam, or Verdict Catacomb, and Flooded Strand. 2 whites and 1 blue floating. Storm Count does not matter because that's my library. My deck is in my graveyard. Lion's Eye back on the stack, exiling these 3 cards. Tap it for blue. Cast Thassa's Oracle. Thassa's Oracle on the stack. I win the game.
Congratulations to Seth on pulling out another Blue Farm win, showing again why this deck is at the top of the format right now. And quite honestly, I don't think it ever left. It just had an influx of people who didn't know how to play the deck post-ban, which drove its ratings down. Not to say I like the deck. It's not my play style. I don't think it's fun. But there's so many people who do, and good on them. It's definitely putting up results. So continue doing your things. Before I let everyone go, I want to remind everyone that link down in the description below will be the deck list that we're all played here today, as well as future events we plan on attending. Speaking of which, see us out in Nashville at the Black Lotus Invitational hosted by Land Go, as well as there's a 10K Open running alongside it on Saturday. As well as on Friday, there are going to be plenty of LCQs. For every 16 participants, there will be a 2-round single elimination LCQ, and the winner will get an invite into Saturday. If you don't get your invite, come out and play in the 10K. After that, on Saturday night, there's going to be bounty events. There's plenty of stuff going on Friday, as well as, I believe, a dropout tournament on Sunday going on. So it's going to be a blast. It'll be linked down in the description below. As well as in Pittsburgh on August 14th through the 17th, there's the Steel City Spectacular 20K, the largest prize pool of a CDH event to date. And we'll be out there. We are lucky enough to be one of the featured guests out there. So come see us. Looking forward to playing everyone. And I've never been up there, so I'm looking forward. I'm excited to get up there and see everyone. As always, continue to like, share, comment, subscribe. See everyone again next week. And if you're interested in play mat, click on our Etsy shop down below.